Hey boys and girls, today we're going to be thinking about Math Mountain equations with larger numbers. Today we're going to be asking how do we use Math Mountains to generate equations, and you'll find out exactly how many equations you can make from one Math Mountain, and there's a lot of them. So we've asked our question, we're thinking about Math Mountains and equations. Now what we need to do is think, okay, which vocabulary words are going to help us with that question. Today's vocabulary: Math Mountain, equation, partners. Please feel free to pause the video and write these 3 vocabulary words on your homework guide, because these are the words we're going to be using to be successful today. Okay, now we have our essential question, we have our vocabulary. Let's get into it. A Math Mountain. This is a strategy for looking about a fact family, okay? So, if you remember, it's kind of like an angle, kind of like an arrow pointing up. Now, pointing up is going towards our total, so that's always the biggest number out of your 3 numbers, okay? So whichever number is the greatest. That's our total. It goes on top of our Math Mountain. Now, on the lower parts of your Math Mountain are your 2 partners. Now, you might not always know one of your partner. That's what we call an unknown partner, but you have to either know 2 out of the 3 of these parts in order to solve your Math Mountain, okay? So you have your total up top, and then you have your 2 partners. Now, a Math Mountain is helpful because we can subtract total minus your partner, always gives you the other partner. And then the other way, total minus this partner equals that partner, okay? That's how you can solve for an unknown partner. Also, partner plus your partner equal back up to your total. So we use this strategy to help us figure out how numbers are related, okay? In the green, it also helps us to give us our equations. And I told you that there are quite a few equations you can just get from this one Math Mountain, and we'll look at those in just a second. So again, Math Mountain, and then we have our total and our 2 partners. Okay, moving right along. Today, we wanted to find equations using Math Mountains, okay? So, I have 3 numbers, and I've already gotten this one started. We have the 3 numbers 65, 58, and 123. And the first thing you have to do with a Math Mountain is figure out which number is your total, okay? That number is always your greatest number. So, out of these 3 numbers, I'm looking, and 123 is the greatest number, so it is my total. It goes up top, okay? Now, it doesn't matter which side you have your partners, because with addition, if they go back and forth, they equal the same. We can switch them around. Now, we can use this one Math Mountain, 3 numbers, use this one Math Mountain, and come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equations. So I said, remember, how do we use a Math Mountain to find equations? Well, there's 8 different ways, okay? Just from one Math Mountain. Now, how do we come up with these equations? Because it does matter on the order that we write these equations, okay? What I like to do is I just think of this side, and then this side is flipped. Okay, so with this number, we start with our total, 123, and that equals 65 plus 58. And I like to color code mine so you can kind of see what I'm thinking. Now, we can also switch that with our addition. So 123 also gives you 58 plus 65. Now, let's go to subtraction. And then if you see it, we'll come back over here. How I got these 2 equations, if you notice 123 equals 65 plus 58, I just switched it. 65 plus 58 equals 123. I moved my total on the opposite side of the equation. Okay? Same thing right here. 123 equals 58 plus 65. Bring your 123 over. It equals the same thing with addition. Now, subtraction. This is the part that's a little bit confusing. Remember, just because it's your total is up here, it doesn't mean that's always your answer. Okay, so for this equation, 123 minus 65 equals 58. Your partner is still 58, but it's also the answer. Okay, so don't always think about my total as my answer, because if it's subtraction, it's not. Now, 123 minus 58 equals 65. So think of it as that triangle, okay? If you have 2 parts, you can figure out the third. And then the same thing over here. Instead of 123 minus 65 equals 58, switch that equal sign, okay? 58 equals 123 minus 65. Same right here, 123 minus 58 equals 65. Well, 65 equals 123 minus 58. Notice though, it's not 65 equals 58 minus 123. If you have 58, if you have $58, you can't give me $123, okay? So notice your number is getting partner subtracted from your total. Be careful with these, okay, when you're working on these on your own practice problems, okay? Move that board over. Okay. Now, you saw me make 8 different equations using one Math Mountain. Now, it's your job. On your practice problems, part of your homework guide, write the 8 Math Mountain equations for these 3 numbers, okay? Your numbers are 27, 75, and 46. When you get started with your Math Mountain, be careful which or 2 are your partners and which is your total, because that does make a difference in how you arrange your Math Mountain and your equations. So when you're writing, ask yourself, does this make sense? Okay, does this plus this equal this, or does this number minus equal that? Check and make sure, because if you take your time, it'll make sense, okay? Also, I'd like you, on your homework guide, come up with your own questions. Also, can you come up with your own strategies that you want to share with us, okay? So questions about how a Math Mountain shows equations, or bright ideas and new strategies, okay? So write down your 3 numbers and your own 8 Math Mountain equations. If you have any other further questions, you can visit our class website at missfoxandfriends.weebly.com, and I look forward to learning your questions and your strategies that help you figure out equations on a Math Mountain. Thanks!